Hello? Hello? Hello?
Stop. Oh, stop. Put some board there now.
Hello?
It's large.
Hello? Hello?
Perfect. Okay. Stop cramming. The office number is
Okay, good evening, everyone. First of all, I'd like to confirm if you can hear me clearly. Yeah, I've not missing anything. I just want to confirm now if you can hear me clearly. Can you hear me clearly? I just started speaking, so I want to confirm if you can hear me clearly. Alright, alright. Um, okay, thank you very much. So, this is the first time we are doing live, so there is some kind of bit of technicality that we have to put in place. So I just need to make sure that everything is um is on point. So since you can hear me, I think that's very nice. I can see that Oluwanifemi can hear me, so that's nice. Thank you very much. So let me just confirm once again if you can hear me. Can you hear me clearly? So we'll start in a bit. We'll start in a bit. Let's just wait a bit for those that are planning to join so that they can actually join us. So while you're still there, you can just quickly like. I mean, that's it, like or subscribe. Let me just put it that way. Uh-huh. Kindly subscribe. So I will start very soon. We'll start very soon. Probably it will start in 5 minutes time. We'll start in 5 minutes time. So as I hear, kindly like and subscribe. Thank you very much. Not very soon. Probably it will start in 5 minutes time. It will start in 5 minutes time. So as I kindly like and subscribe. Thank you very much. Not very soon. Probably it will start in 5 minutes time. It will start in 5 minutes time. So as I kindly like and subscribe. Thank you very much. So we're going to start when it's exactly 5:10. Probably it will start in 5 Good evening once again, everyone. And I want to use this opportunity to welcome us to this exam seminar. And we would like to apologize for the unprecedented delay. I think I'll put it that way. So, we don't want to waste much of our time so that we can actually uh, enjoy the reason why we are here, so that we can actually uh, gain like what we need to gain from this seminar. So we don't want to waste much of our time. So for the record, this is actually being recorded. So probably for those that are not here, uh, they are going to be receiving the recording. So we don't want to waste much time. Then we'll just begin. We'll go straight to what we have for ourselves. To just confirm, Ogechi, can you hear me? Ogechi. Alright, so now we begin by giving thanks to Almighty God who has spared our lives to this moment. It is not by our power, neither is it by our might, but out of His infinite mercy that He has chosen to spare our lives to this moment. Okay, can you hear me? Okay, are you saying something? It seems I can't hear you. So let's proceed. So we give thanks to Almighty God who has made it possible for us to be here today, who has spared our lives to this moment. It is not by our power, neither is it by our might, but out of His mercy that He has showered upon us, right? So we give thanks to Him for that, and we give thanks to Him for making today come to reality. We've planned it, and here we are today. So, from what we could see, we've been shouting exam seminar, exam seminar, exam seminar. So the first one is that why are we even having this exam seminar in the first place? That's number one. The second thing is that this exam seminar it is hosted by Lumen Academy. So I'm sure that most of us might have been how should I put the word? Wondering that okay, Lumen Academy, Lumen Academy. They just popped out of nowhere, and you know everything just started, right? And it's no news that we actually started 3 weeks back. Yeah, should I say 3 weeks ago? I think this week is going to be the fourth week that we started Lumen Academy. So that was it. So people has been asking questions like, how do you come about those names? Things like that. But to me, the name or those things are no things actually. I'm not bothered about them, per se. I would say okay. What I'm actually bothered about is the reason why Lumen Academy was actually created, right? Yeah. Good evening, Gichi. I can hear you clearly. Can you hear me? Look, Gichi, can you hear me? You can hear me. Okay, good. Okay, good. So, I'm going to call you when it's time. Okay? Yeah, just stay on the call. You get? Yes, yes. So, thank you. So, as I was saying, so people has been asking, how did you come about the name Lumen Academy? This and that. So I was, like I said, I'm not really particular about the name. Although the name has, it it, it it has an origin. Okay, the name has an origin, but I want to go there. I mean, for today, what I want to go there is that, like, the reason why we actually created the Lumen Academy. So, number one is that the major reason why we actually created it was that we saw a gap, right? We saw a gap in the should I say the educational system, right? Of how we are being taught, right? We saw that gap. We saw some loopholes, right? Because we are there with you, right? We are together. We are in this boat together. We are facing this shege together, right? So we know how bulky those notes are. We know how boring those notes are. All those slides. We know how stressful, and how everything is going. So we thought to ourselves that okay, there's something we need to do, okay, and that thing is to actually what simplify, not just simplify, making sure that students are actually what exam ready. You understand? To simplify and making sure that our students are actually what exam ready. So what are we simplifying? We're actually simplifying what complex, topics, right? From anatomy, physiology, from any courses we are doing. Our goal is to actually simplify them so that you can actually understand it to the base or to the basic level. That's it. So that was how Lumen Academy was actually created. And we are here doing this exam seminar for the fact that our exam is close by. Our exam is close by, and we need to. We felt it is necessary. We thought it is necessary for us to have this so that we can actually what impact, or should I or so we can actually help students like us. You understand? Because we actually want everybody to pass. You understand? So this is our way that we can actually help students to pass, actually help you to pass, right? So instead of going through corners, right, so we just want to give you the strategies of how students can pass. And one of it is that because people usually complain, you understand, when I read, after I read, I tend to forget immediately what I read now, you understand. But the real deal is that it is not about reading harder, right? and it's not about it's not about reading harder or reading for much longer of time, right? It's actually about what reading was smarter. Okay, when exam approaches, you understand, if you have slides, hundreds of slides, right? Some slides will be 80, 70. You understand, they are much, right? And the way our education system is actually designed, it is designed in such a way that you can't read everything. That's number one. You can't cover everything, right? So if that is given, you understand, if that is actually given, so what do you have to do? You don't really have to read harder, right? What do? You actually what, you read what smarter, you understand? So how do you read smarter? That is what we've been doing, you understand? Number one, by what, by actually summarizing complex topics. We do that, then giving mnemonics to help us to actually remember what you read, you understand, and actually what, practicing what, mock exams, you understand. So when you practice mock exams like that, it actually what builds your what, builds your memory, builds your hand memory, because in exam you're going to write and write and write and write, right? So but if you're not used to writing, when you get to exam hall, right, your brain might freeze. Yes, sir. Something that you're supposed to remember, you might actually what, forget due to what, due to pressure, right? But when you build that muscle memory, you just keep writing, and it just keeps what, everything just keeps what, flowing. So one of the things basically that we actually want to talk about, right, is that what, how do we what, number one is that what, how do we kill what, exam panic? Okay, because everyone is panicking already. Everyone is panicking, you understand. Exam is in probably 8 days or 7 days to say, right? Everyone is panicking, right? Why is everyone panicking? Number one is that what, they are panicking, probably because they've not finished those slides. They're panicking because they've been reading and reading, is not entering, or it's going to enter now. They're going to forget. But three, they're actually panicking because they don't want to fail. Right? Nobody wants to fail. Everybody has been going through shaggy. You understand? So nobody wants to fail. So everything, all those panics they're actually there, and they're actually normal. You understand? It's normal to actually panic, right? But it is going to become toxic when you allow what, when you allow that panic to actually what, to actually weigh you down. When you allow that panicking to actually what, weigh you down, you understand? Because when you keep panicking and panicking and panicking, it actually it clouds your judgment. You'll be able to what, you'll be able to think straight, right? But a smart student, right, you don't allow panicking to actually what, cloud your judgment. You don't allow it to what, to uh cloud your thinking faculty, right? That is why you actually what, you need what, you need clarity, right? When there is pressure, when there is tension, right, you don't just go, right? You don't just go, but you just have to what, just have to calm down and actually what needs to what, you actually need to clarify yourself. Okay, so now one of the things that actually happens is that during exam, okay, I just want to give us like a six, like how to reset your brain, like in like 60 seconds, right? When you are in an exam hall, okay, how to reset your brain in 60 seconds when you're in an exam hall, right? Because when you're in an exam hall and everybody is seated, right, and they are giving you that question, the question sheet, and they say don't open, you understand? At that moment some people are already panicking. What questions do they want to ask? I hope that the question they are going to ask, I've read it, if I did not know it was going to happen, things like that. There is panic already, you understand? But how do you gain back the control, you understand, to actually reset your brain in that what, in that moment of panic, to actually kill what, to actually kill that anxiety, right? So whenever you see a question, you understand, whenever you see a question that you don't know, you understand, there's actually a trigger response, you understand, there's actually a trigger response from your brain, okay, there's actually a trigger response from your brain, and this trigger response is from the amygdala. There's a part of our brain called what, called amygdala, you understand. It is this part that actually triggers our how should I call it, our flight or fight, you understand. It triggers our fear. It's our like the anxiety center is like the happiness and sadness center, okay. So when you say a question you don't know in an exam, you understand, automatically you're actually triggered. You understand? And when you're triggered like that, your brain actually will just shut down. Your brain shuts down like that, and nothing is coming. Then you're just holding your head, you know, crying inside. Oh God, God, I beg. But what am I going to do? What am I going to do? You understand? So now there's a way to actually reverse this, because there is no way, right? That, because it's true that you might not know a question. You understand? It is true that you might not know. That's very true. You understand? But instead of panicking, you understand, that actually shuts your brain down. This is what you should do. So when you are in an exam hall, okay, when you're in an exam hall and you see a question that you don't know, you understand, and you actually panic and like, oh my God, God, I beg. You understand? What should you do? You understand? I've been saying it. Don't panic. Okay? Don't panic. You understand? What you should do is that what you should actually what. I know you think it's funny, but it's not. It's just the truth. Okay? You just have to breathe in and breathe out. You understand? You breathe in, you hold it, then you what? You breathe out. Okay, you breathe in, you hold it, then you what? You breathe out. You breathe in, you hold it, then you what? Then you breathe out. Okay, what you are doing actually is going to what? Is going to actually what? Reset your what? You're going to actually reset your brain, right? So what you are doing is actually going to calm down your brain. It's going to tell your brain, okay, don't worry, uh, no be lying on the portrait, no be lying on the portrait. You understand? It's just a question, okay? So when you do that, you understand, your your anxiety, your panicness is going to actually what? It's going to reduce. You understand? And when it reduces, your brain is going to boot like a computer. And when it boots, everything sets. You understand? Then it actually what triggers your memory, and the answers actually what starts coming. Okay. So now, and one mistake that I've noticed that students usually do is that, so when it's time for exam, right, or when they say a question, and they see a question that they know, they just quickly start to do it. No, we don't do that. Okay, you don't do that. You understand? Because what you want to do in an exam is that, so everything you've read, you actually want to make sure that you can actually reproduce it, even if it's not 100%. But you actually want to make sure that what you can actually what reproduce it. Okay, you want to make sure that what you can actually reproduce it, in the sense that you can actually recall everything you can actually recall most of the things that's what you've read. So what are you going to do is that what, when you plan an exam and you see question one and you don't know it, you understand, you don't need to panic. You understand? You don't need to panic. What you should do is that what, you should spend like 5 minutes. Yes, you might not be able to 5 minutes, but what you should do is to what, to first of all scan all the questions. Okay, you first of all do what, you first of all scan what, first of all scan all the questions. You scan it. Okay, you look at question number one, question number two, question number three, question number four, question number five, question number six. You understand? So when you do this, okay, when you do this, automatically your brain will be what? Your brain will be looking for, okay, I think I know this number three, I think I know this number two, I think I know this number four, I think I know this number five. You understand? Because when you scan it like that and you are seeing it, and your brain are seeing the ones that are easy, what is it going to tell your brain, right? It's going to give you that confidence that, okay, at least I know this one. Okay, at least I know this one. At least I know this one. You understand? So when there is that confidence, okay, when there is that confidence, right? When there is that confidence, okay, though you don't know question one, question two, the question number four, you don't. But when you scan everything, okay, when you scan everything, it's going to what? There's going to be something that there's going to be some one that you're going to say, okay, at least this one, I know it. At least I know it like 80%. This one I know it like 50%. This one I know it. So when you see those ones that you know, you understand. Number one, what happens is that what you get excited. You say, oh well, thank God, at least I know these ones. You understand? You get excited, and when you get excited, it's going to trigger your brain in such a way that what you your brain start building momentum. You understand? Because it has been triggered. That, okay, you know, but when you want to start something in life, you actually start from the easier part. You understand? And when you overcome the easier part, then it is then you're going to move on to the what, to the hard, to the hard part. Okay. So when your brain sees something easy that it can do, you understand, you get excited. You understand? When you get excited, you understand, that momentum is keep building up. You understand? So what happens is that, so those ones that you know and you've done them, you understand, Definitely, those one that you feel they actually hard. You understand? If you're the person that has read, you understand? Those one that you feel they are hard, you later find out that those answers will later come in, because it's going to force your brain to look into your words, into your memory. Yes, and because when studying or when reading, because we have something called short-term memory and what long-term memory. Okay, so short-term memory is something that you just see like it's just there temporarily, while long-term memory is something that it has been stored in your head. You understand? It has been stored there permanently. So sometimes it might go into the subconscious mind. Yes, sometimes it might go into the conscious mind. That's why sometimes when you want to answer some questions, you understand, you can just close your eyes, like it just comes even before they ask the question, you already know the answer. Yeah, those kind of questions they've gone into the what subconscious mind. But there's some questions that you need to actually, you know, it is in your brain, but you need to actually what sit down and think about it and say, okay, I know this thing. Yes, sir. So that one is in your conscious mind. You have to consciously bring out the answer. You understand? So it happens like that. So when your brain is triggered and excited about the questions that you can do, and you started doing them, you understand, it is going to build what it is going to build momentum. It's going to build momentum, and in the end, right, you are going to what later say that, okay, wow, at the end of the day you're able to what write anything that you want to write, anything that you've read, anything that you want to write, you're able to do that. So uh Sophia, we have one of our guests on the call, so I want to confirm if she can hear me. Sophia, can you hear me? Sophia, can you hear me? Sophia, can you hear me? hear me. Uh, yes, yes. I just hope I hope they can hear me now. Yes, it's actually on YouTube. Okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's actually on YouTube. So they're actually streaming it live. Yeah. Yes, that's what I'm trying to confirm. So let me just make sure that they can hear me. Alright, I'm still speaking. So if you can hear me, let me know. Yeah, let's proceed. Let's proceed. I hope so. I haven't gotten a feedback. What do you say? Yeah, so we're actually recording it, so we can actually replay it. You understand? Yes, yes, yes. Alright, thank you, Gichi, and we really appreciate you being here, being here with us. We really appreciate you. So, um, we have some series of questions that there are things that actually bothering people that actually wants to write exam, right? So we know that nursing school is actually is not for the weak. Okay, nursing school is not for the weak. Yeah, you have to be strong, right? Both mentally, physically, spiritually, academically, but the thing is that yeah, the thing is not everyone is meeting that holistic demand of nursing school. You understand? Not everyone can meet that holistic demand. So some people might be mentally strong, but they might not be financially strong. You get? Some people might be academically strong, but not spiritually strong. You understand? But regardless of these deficiencies, right? We still need to balance everything and actually what make it work, right? We just need to work. We just need to make it work. Okay, we just need to make it work. Okay, so now, number one question that we have here, number one questions that we have for you is that what the first one is that I want you to describe a time you understand that you opened you know an exam paper, right? And you didn't know the first two questions. Like, how did you stay calm? I'm saying that we would like to actually describe a time. You understand? You've done this exam before, right? So describe a time when you're in an exam hall, right? you got that exam question, and the first two questions you didn't know it. You understand? Obviously, you would panic, right? But you
Yes, I
you're able to stay calm and actually still pass that course. Please, can you actually just share your experience with us on that aspect?
okay. So it was a method exam actually. We did it and a lot had done method and all of that. We were taught painting, unconsciousness, and all of that. So the questions we had three lecturers lecturing on method on different scopes and everything. So I only focused on a particular lecturer's parts. Do you understand? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Go on.
So I only focused on a particular lecturer's parts. So when the exam questions were given and said start, so I flipped the paper I was given, only to discover that most of the questions there were not from that lecturer's part, but from the other lecturers, like short, fluid, electrolytes, and all these tests, laboratory tests. So I didn't know what to do. I had to pause. I had to start answering the objective questions first, and then I moved on to the other questions that I could deal with because for even look at the end of the exam, we were given seven theory questions. We were given seven theory questions to answer five because method is a 4 unit course. So to answer five, so obviously two I had already practiced. I won't be able to answer two. So now I had to answer five. I had done three. So remaining those two questions. So I just had to use the knowledge of what I heard during classes and what the lecturer said. I had to calm down and think about it because obviously if you've been taught if you've been taught about a particular subject, there is no way you won't remember anything about. So just look down at the characters like the examples, the types, the functions, the laboratory tests and all of that. So you have at least an understanding. Or if a case scenario was during class, during lectures, and you are able to remember that case scenario, you can use it and apply it and answer those questions. So that's how I was able to answer it and get rid of the panic that I had.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Uh, I think from what I can pick from what you said is that what I think it is always good that this, as a student to be in class and listen to lecture. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, pay attention.
Yeah.
Be very focused. Pay attention because some people might not remember when they are reading, but you'll be able to recollect what you heard or what you've seen in class or whatever practical took place in class. So yes, that's why it's very important to pay attention. So yes, that's one of the key lessons of the story I just told.
Yeah. Thank you very much. I think I also had that kind of experience recently. Right. I think it was for anatomy as well. So I was focusing on a lecturer's part, and that I completely forgot about the other lecturer's part. So the questions came. I was like, oh damn, what am I gonna do? So the way I was able to do it was like, for the fact that I was in that class, yeah, so, and I actually listened. Although I didn't get all the gist, right, but I was able to actually put something down, like for the fact that I actually
The
understood.
data.
Yes. So yeah, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Okay.
You're welcome.
Yeah. So another question is that you know that during exam time, you understand, student they will gather, exam morning, probably exam is 9 a.m. You understand, you see from probably 7 8 a.m. You understand, what would they be doing? They will be discussing, you understand, what have you read, this and that, all those kind of, they just be making noise, asking themselves questions, those kind of things, you understand. So, and we all have friends, you understand, who wants to discuss what we've read with us, you understand, like maybe 5 minutes before the exam, you understand. And Those kind of things they cause more panic. Okay, because they be like, ah, this
Yeah.
yeah, this time we say I've read this place. They say, ah, me I never read this place. Did they teach us this one? You know those kind of things. Like, ah, when did they teach us this one? You know the same. So it actually causes more bad in yes. So my question now is that, like, how do you protect your 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 mental space?
Sanity.
Yes, on the morning of exam. You understand? Do you isolate yourself or do you collaborate? With your friends, and which is actually better in your own opinion?
Okay, so what I do is that I get to school very early. We have exams, so there's something my dad always says. So get to school an hour, 30 minutes before that exam takes place, because you don't know what you might learn, you don't know what you might hear, and then you'll be able to rush through it. So I get to school. If I'm having an exam by 9, sometimes I come up around 7:30 to school. Yeah, because some people some of my classmates ask me to, like, okay, take them on a revision and everything. So I'll be able to do that revision for them within 2 hours or 1 hour 30 minutes of time. So it's because of time, to find out if there are any meeting links or lessons that we've missed. So what I do is, when I get to school around 7:30, I rush through, I ask questions, and through those questions I'm asking, I'm getting information and knowledge, or I'm getting a better way on how to form or put my answers during exams. So yes, when I ask those questions, and if we find any missing part, we rush through it. We don't read so deep. So that we don't forget what you've read. So let's say, okay, we can just use our layman's language to explain what this is, if we know what it's talking about already. But I don't read continuously. I don't revise till that 9 o'clock gets, because then I might forget my pen, my pencil, and everything. So 30 minutes before the time of the exam, I would say, if the exam was to take place around 9 and I was to school around 7:30, so what I do is, around 8:30, I round up my revision, and then I start preparing myself. I start getting my pen, my pencil, my eraser, my sharpener, and all my writing tools to me. Then my exam pattern, I check, I'll make sure that they are clear. And then I just put my notes down. Yes, if I begin to speak too much, a lot might be missed, and then I'll hear something that, oh, I'm not ready for this. I'll start thinking about it. Like, so I just keep quiet. I just keep mute. I keep to myself. I keep to myself within those 30 minutes. I don't even want to know what anybody's saying. I'm just preparing myself. I'm even lining up to then come into the exam hall. So yes, that's what I do. Yes, it's good to collaborate and everything, read, but I give myself a grace of 30 minutes to keep myself and make sure that I'm sane enough to take this exam.
All right, thank you very much. So, from what I can get is that it's good to collaborate, but probably 30 minutes before the exam, one needs to actually calm down so that the brain can actually reset, so that
Yes,
it
so
can
that you can
yeah,
remember all the things that,
you've
okay, this
read.
is what I read in the
Yeah.
question I picked up now. This is how I'm going to answer it. Okay. So yes, just to get yourself in order.
Yeah, I think I also I think I find myself doing something like that too. Although for me personally, when it's exam time, I don't really collaborate. Like morning of exam, I don't really collaborate. What I just do is that I don't even go to school early. Every time I want to read, I'll read till probably 5 minutes to 9. Yeah, I'll not go to school 5 minutes to 9. That's just
Yeah,
my
yeah. There are, well, different people and their different methods.
yeah. So I know that when I just get to school, I'll enter the exam hall straight. And I'll just before they bring the question, I will just probably rest my head on the desk. You understand? Just for everything to just you know
Yes, yes.
yeah, to sediment. And when the exam paper comes, we fire on. So
You just write everything that you know.
yes, so that's what I do. I just write everything I remember
Everything
first.
that you know.
Every time, if I say question I don't know, I just skip. I don't have time to be waiting for.
Yes. So immediately I do those exams once you go after you're through, immediately that you're through with all that, then you go back to school, keep your paper and answering them.
Yeah, because I think with that it's also going to save time, because if you are spending more time on the ones that you don't know,
Yes,
you
exactly.
just keep thinking, but just do the ones you know. You understand? Do it first. That is even going to like give you morale. You understand? You'll be happy. If
Yeah, that's actually
that
true.
okay.
So you do the questions you know a
Yeah.
lot. You do the questions you know very well. Like you know from beginning to the end before you start doing questions that you even in objective. If you do not know the correct options, just skip it and go to the next one. Maybe when you are coming back, you now do okay. Let me just guess, and maybe when you are coming back, you see that okay.
Oh my god. Uh, I think our network just glitched. We can't hear her anymore, and that that was an interesting one. So, and we hope to have Sophia join us on the call. We hope to join us on the call. She said she can't hear what I was saying. All this Nigerian network issue, will be f- will be will be fine one day. All this network issue. So I think she left the call due to network. So like she has said, so it depends on personal preference, right? If you would like to collaborate on the morning of exam, or you would like to isolate yourself, there's no issue. But the thing is that whether you collaborate or isolate, the fact still remains that you need to actually before the exam itself, you still need to actually rest, you understand, calm your brain, to make sure that everything that you've read actually sediments, you understand, so that when you see the questions, don't just panic, you understand. So just rest, be calm, you understand. And those questions, when you see them, like I said before, you scan through everything, right? You go through everything. So if you are given 7 questions, you go through everything. Why going through those stuffs, right? Why going through them? You understand? You see the ones that you know. You understand? And when you see the ones that you know very well, it excites your brain. It excites you. And when you are being excited, when you are in a positive mood, you understand? Everything about you becomes elevated. You understand? Your memory becomes sharper. What you think you can remember, you just find out that you are remembering. Everything just, everything just starts what? Everything just starts flowing. I wish she's going to join us soon. Okay. And on this issue of people not hearing, oh my god, what are we going to do? Nigeria, all this network issue. See now, our guest now, network don't come out for call. So let's see if we can still get her back on the call. Okay. So while we while we expect them to get back on the call, I would just like to chip in some things that is actually really necessary that we know. So number one, today is 6th, and the exam is starting on the 13th. That is like how many days? 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So basically, in 7 days, the exam starts. You understand? So you practically or basically have 7 days to actually practice. You understand? And if you've not been reading before, or you've not been, if your reading is not intensified before, so I think this is the moment where you want to actually intensify your reading, instead of panicking, instead of shouting, God I beg, God I beg. You understand? Actually intense. And how should you read? You don't just read, you understand? You actually want to read with clarity. You understand? You don't just read harder, you read smarter. You understand? By reading smarter means that you actually have a timetable for yourself. Right? You have a table for yourself. Number two, you read what actually matters. Mm? Number three, you study the past question. And number four, you quiz yourself. You understand? You ask yourself exams questions. You understand? Because many of these things is not people fail them because of they're actually not smart or they don't read. It's actually like a stress response. You understand? Whereby your brain actually shuts down. You understand? I don't know whether if you ever been in a position where you are so scared, and why you are so scared. You understand? Let's say for example now, okay, I had an example. Like I had something happen to me one day. I think I was younger that time. I can't remember how old I was, but I was younger at that time. So something happened. Like I was sent on an errand. I was sent on an errand, and it was very early in the morning. So I was going. Then suddenly, I just saw a dog running towards me. You understand? I just saw a dog running towards me, like very fast. So I was scared, and at that moment, I wanted to run. Yes, but I could not run. I was frozen. Like at that moment, I wanted to run away. Yes, when a dog is charging at you, running fast. Yes, normal thing is for you to run. You understand? To save yourself. But this time, my body wants to run. Or how should I even put it? My instincts, I actually wanted to run, but I could not run. I was frozen. I could not move my leg a bit. Right? I could not move my leg a bit. I could not. Fortunately for me, yeah. So fortunately for me, the dog just ran past me. Yeah, so it wasn't even bother about me. It was running for his own. I don't know where it's running to. You understand? But if it was that the dog actually wants to harm me, you understand? Definitely the dog would have harmed me because I was still standing there. You understand? Scared and shivering, but I could not move. So in that situation, now what happens? What happened in that situation? So when I saw that, you understand? When I saw that, that challenge or that problem, I could not do anything because my brain actually was froze. So when my brain froze, it means that what all my body actually freezes. So definitely in examples, sometimes when you see some questions like this, just like oh my god, what is this? Your brain just freezes, and when your brain freezes like that, there is nothing you can write in that exam again until you reset your brain. You understand? Until you reset your brain, there's nothing you can write again because everything will just you just become like semi paralyzed. You understand? Even some things you might know, you even forget. So this shows how the psychology behind writing exam, the emotions behind writing exam, it's actually really necessary that what we actually need to control our emotions during exam, to control how we feel, right? To control how we feel during exam. They're actually really necessary for us. And it's actually really necessary for us to actually be able to control them. Because if you're not in control, then and you just leave it to your body like that, everything might just fall apart. Yeah, so I'd be like, and I know it too, but it's not coming. When you have a situation like that, you just have to calm down. You understand? Breathe in, hold your breath for like 3 to 5 seconds, then breathe out. Hmm? Breathe in 3 to 5 seconds, then what? Breathe out. You repeat it. You understand? Then probably in 60 seconds, in 1 minute, you understand? Your brain is okay, 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 okay. Then it's going to actually what? It's actually reset. You understand? Because it's not about studying alone. It's not about studying alone, right? It's about your mental state as well. You understand? So imagine you're writing an exam, you understand, and you're very hungry. So imagine that, or you're writing an exam and you're depressed. Even though you're the best student, it's going to affect it. So maintaining your emotional state or maintaining your mental state is actually what very, very good, very vital. You know, so in the sense that what, don't stay with people that are pessimistic. I think I'll use that word. Don't stay with people that are pessimistic. That everything they are just pessimistic in their life is pessimistic. Will I pass? Oh, will I do this? Don't stay with people like that. You understand? They're actually going to what demoralize you. Let me use that word. They're actually going to demoralize you. Don't stay with pessimistic people. People that they just complain and complain and complain and complain. That's the only job they have. Don't stay with them. It's actually going to what demoralize you. You understand? You actually need to stay with people that are optimistic. You stay with people that are actually optimistic. You understand? Even though they haven't figured it out yet, but they know that okay, we'll figure this thing out one way or the other, right? They are optimistic that they're going to figure it out, and no matter what happens, uh, they're actually not going to fail. You understand? No matter what happens, they actually was not going to fail. That's the kind of people that you should what stay with. People that you should what you should actually what you should actually talk with. You understand? So those are the things that we actually need to take note. Alright? So so our guest will soon join us back on the call. So they had how should I put it? An unforeseen circumstance. Okay? So they will join us in a bit. So we also have some other questions that we want to ask them. And if you have any other questions that you have for them, you can actually drop it uh, in the comment section. So so if you have any question, you can actually drop it in the comment section, and we are going to answer them. Thank you. Okay. So I think I guess I've still not been able to join the call due to these network issues and all. So as we expect our guest to join the call, just want to remind us that we have our weekly classes where we break down complex topics we break down complex topics into chewable sizes. Something like I remember, we break it down into simpler substances that you can actually easily digest, that you can easily that you can easily digest. So we hope that you join. Thank you very much. Okay, thank you very much, everyone. Thank you very much.